We're on YouTube now. And this is so cool because thank you guys for listening to me on Anchor. I am still on Anchor. I'm still on several different podcasts. Anchor, Radio Public, Apple, Overcast. We're still going to do those during the week. I'll still do 3 or 4 audio podcasts during the week. But every weekend, we want to hit you with a video one. And today I'm all alone, but that's okay. I can do this. And I want to talk about the stuff that we've been doing because we want to bring some of those topics that we used on Anchor right to YouTube. And I'm going to have somebody sitting next to me going back and forth over stuff, talking it out. Not talking around it, not talking in the middle of it, just talking it out. Good day. Welcome to the Talk It Out podcast. My name is Neal Bailey-Harper, and today I want to talk about love and sex. Good day. Good day. Welcome to the Talk It Out podcast. My name is Neal Bailey-Harper, and today I'm going into story time. The bathroom incident. I want to talk about sports. I love sports. I have all my life. I got good at math reading box scores from baseball games in the newspapers.
I don't really follow news that much, besides what I see on Fox News, because I switched to Verizon and they don't offer CNN.
You watch Fox?
I watch Fox News. That's one thing on Verizon. I got the cheapest Verizon plan they got.
Why?
I don't want to be paying out for channels I don't watch.
So you don't get CNN or MSNBC, you just get Fox.
Just get Fox.
Would you watch those if you got them?
I used to have CNN when I had Comcast, and I don't like Don Lemon. He just wants to try to argue with somebody.
How do you call Fox News?
It's a show.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do we call it news?
They got rid of everybody good, like, what's his name, Bill O'Reilly. I liked him. Oh! I did. I didn't buy none of his books. I didn't get his coffee cups, nothing like that.
You thought he was good? Arsenio Hall had a talk show years ago when he asked if you were on a desert island, who's the one person you'd want to listen to by yourself? I never got the fact that they said Luther. I don't know if I'd want to listen to a man on a desert island if I'm by myself. That's my choice. But he said Luther. To me, if there's two people together, there's a woman with me, I'm listening to Marvin Gaye. Every song on this album was connected to the song before that. Every song evoked passion. Marvin Gaye made it easy for those of us who knew what we felt, but not how to say it, to express the mood, to set the mood. The really cool thing about this album, and I'm saying album because that's what it was then. And if you had a date and you're sitting around listening to music and having a glass of wine or whatever, and a song will come up that has nothing to do with the song that was on before, you have to find a cool way to excuse yourself. We used to change our voice back then. How you doing, girl? We used to change our voice sometimes. That's the 70s thing. But you'd have to go and change the record. And then that throws everything out of whack. Didn't have to do that with this. Every one of these songs reinforced the song before. You could say what you wanted to say without saying it. And the bottom line is that if both of you were into the music, then you had a mutual feeling. I remember seeing a pair of black heels and black sheer stockings and a dark green dress that stopped at the knee, which was as high as my eyes could go. And I realized I was in the fucking women's bathroom taking a shit at 9:25 in the morning. I freaked. Quietly, I freaked. I said to myself, look, I had so much fun on this campus. I was having so much fun on this campus. I was a so-called ladies' man. What the fuck am I doing in the women's bathroom? How do you explain that shit when it gets out? But I reacted quickly. What did I do? I picked my feet up, put them on the stool. I have to understand that you just can't take advantage of women just because of money. And not only that, there's some men involved in this too. There were some men who said, well, I'm going to leave the names out. But they were like, well, so-and-so did this to me. Okay, but you didn't quit. So what happened the next time you went back to work? You put yourself in a situation because of your job, then that's a choice you make. There's no liability there. I wouldn't make that choice. Well, except for with Oprah. I'll make the choice with Oprah. That's all. I understand and I respect the frustrations that youth have, and they are right. You look at this shit going on in D.C., all the people are doing is talking back and forth with each other, then they go out to dinner and spend our money. And they get very little solved. But it's the system. And what we learned is that getting frustrated with the system does not mean you don't take part in it. ESPN did a 30 for 30 called Broke, back on how many athletes lost their money for frivolous reasons. You really don't hear that much about athletes losing money. And I guarantee you, if they were, you would hear it. Somebody would find a way to get you a story about mostly black athletes who lost all of their money on frivolous things. You would know. But they don't hear it that much anymore. And the other beautiful thing about what I see is they really don't give a fuck. They're making enough money not to give a fuck about what people think. As long as they know they handle their business, everything is cool. I also love the fact that at the end of these, whatever season this is, and it's not a matter of what color, it's just the athlete of the time. And in the football, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Nick Foles has a 9-month-old child. After pumping up his boys and dapping this and doing that, he had his baby on the podium with custom-made earplugs. A lot of people are like, well, they want to interview him, they couldn't get to him. It doesn't matter what y'all think. What's gonna matter is 20 years from now, when his daughter pulls out that video and sees daddy at his biggest professional moment and her in his arms. They're just having fun, y'all. Teaching kids, you're a kid in a lot of ways. You have to be, to connect on that level. But at the same time, you gotta show them that you have to get to where you are.
Yeah, well, what they want is a teacher that cares.
Right.
I think earlier you were asking me how was I using music to transform life. But what I discovered when first they weren't going to college.
Right.
And then I saw that they were doing some things that I knew would not lead to their success.
Okay.
So I think by winning in Vienna, I became more success conscious.
Right.
And I was like, they aren't doing the things that it's going to take. Okay. So why don't I just use this choir room like as an incubator and change the attitude and the atmosphere in this one little room where
it all comes back to money, sadly. You feel, and again, it's, you know what, just like a lot of jobs, relationships, situations, when you look into them, you see how good it can be, you think how bad it can be, then you decide whether or not you want to go for it. This is no different. You look at the highs, you look at the lows, then you make the choice. But that choice is based on your merit. You cannot allow your choice to be cheapened because of the way you didn't get out of it what you wanted. You know going in, and if you don't know going in, you know soon after being in what it takes to be there. That does not make evil right. I'm not saying evil's right. I'm saying that naivety is wrong. After you've been in a situation more than once, you have to assume some responsibility yourself. We got to talk about stuff. Actors, role play. You ever role play? Have a good day.